Forward, Brett Lovett, got enough time to recover, back to Glenn, tackle, ineffective by Smith, but good by Liberatore. Ball spills for Garry Lyon, spins out of trouble and kicks the first goal of the game. Absolutely magnificent football by the Melbourne captain Garry Lyon to kick his first and Melbourne's first goal.
Yes, what a player, Garry Lyon. Here we see a couple of attempted tackles. Libba did his best there to smother that kick there from Glenn Lovett. I didn't think it was a great effort there from Hunter in the tackling department. He really allowed Garry Lyon to brush past him fairly easily.
Well, I suppose there's a bit of logic behind that, but only four. Footscray. Shocking kick by Steins. Gatherers by Tingay. Tingay with his fourth possession, kicks to full forward. Great mark. A sign of a really good player, that mark taken by Garry Lyon. 40 metres out, perhaps a little closer, and pretty well straight in front.
Well, there's no doubt about that. He is a wonderful player, Garry Lyon, the Melbourne captain. 192 centimetres, and Steve Prediuk 183.
Will get the distance easily. And no problems with the accuracy. Second goal to Melbourne. 2-2 they are, the Demons. Footscray are 1-4, and of course Garry Lyon has kicked both of Melbourne's goals.
Well, Steve Prediuk had to endure a shocking first quarter last week with Gary Ablett kicking 5 goals in that term. Already he's got his problems with the leading and manoeuvrability of the Melbourne skipper, who is a wonderful focal point.
Osborne in front, couldn't quite take the mark. Tingay keeps his footing and is rewarded. The little pass, I think it was meant for Viney. Viney has marked it left half forward. He's been called to play on. Goes back onto the left foot. The pass is good. And Lyon, causing the Bulldogs plenty of problems, has marked within scoring distance and an opportunity to kick his third.
Yeah, well, poor old Steve Prediuk, he's had a couple of horror first quarters to endure. He came through it pretty well last week. This man filling in admirably for the loss of Alan Jakovic.
Garry Lyon again, you would think he could kick the distance, and he's got the perfect score, 3 for 3. Three goals to Garry Lyon. Melbourne lead 20 points to 10.
He has got a magnificent kicking action too, Garry Lyon. 69 goals now for the season, the same as Chris Grant at the other end of the ground. He's also kicked 69. And look at this. Not a worry in the world. Kicked right through the ball. He looked very relaxed. Didn't put any extra pressure on himself. Just kicked it naturally.
Michael Malthouse is here today with cohorts Tim Jess as Lovett sends them down towards Lyon again.
That was a beautiful kick from Glenn Lovett. He didn't go for too much. He just placed it out in front, allowed Garry Lyon to run onto it.
I mentioned Tim Jepp here and also Stephen Nash with Malthouse looking at these two sides. At the moment they'll be having a close look at the Demons, and in particular Garry Lyon. There's number 4 for Lyon. And there is the West Australian and West Coast Eagles contingent. They'd be impressed, Bernie.
There's 4 goals straight now to Garry Lyon. He's making the most of the opportunities, something Footscray didn't do early in the match when they had the ascendancy. But not much Steve Prediuk could do once Garry Lyon had made the lead, which is of course the forward's advantage, getting that couple of metres break.
From the throw-in, Irving doing it. Lovett at the back, gets the hand pass away to Todd Viney. Viney spears it into Lyon.
And that'll be 50 metres, thank you Matthew Croft, and a certain goal to Melbourne.
This will be number 5.
5 goals straight it will be now to Garry Lyon as Footscray takes off Steve Prediuk, who was carved up early by Garry Lyon, and coming on is Brad Nicholson, who spent most of 1993 playing at full-back. There's the replay of that incident, and Matthew Croft very late.
Lyon directly in front. The D's are on fire. 5 goals to Garry Lyon. 7-5, plays 1-5.
Well, I don't think it would matter at the moment who was playing full back, because the ball's been delivered perfectly into that forward line. Garry Lyon leading beautifully, and here it is again. Lyon on the lead, takes a mark. Croft very late, and giving away a 50-metre free penalty there, assuring Melbourne and Garry Lyon of his 5th goal, Melbourne's 7th.
Well, Melbourne lead 7-5 to 2-7. Footscray kicked their 2nd goal about halfway through this quarter. Now they need to really stand up here. Dyson kicks to the front of the goals. Lyon again. Well, it's what Footscray really didn't need. Keenan Reynolds not happy. Not much you can do about it, Keenan. The ball is with Garry Lyon.
And this is the difference. When the ball gets into the Melbourne forward line, Robbo, you can almost certainly put down a goal if Garry Lyon's got hold of that ball. Here's the mark again.
He's a good kick, isn't he? You mentioned that, I think, in the first term, that his kicking action is
very relaxed.
Quite exquisite.
Right through the ball.
Well, let's not build him up too much, because he's got to finish it off. And it's hit the post, I think, isn't it? No, it's a goal. Well, he must have just squeezed that through for his 6th goal. And Melbourne answer that Footscray goal very quickly. They lead 8-5 to 2-7.
Well, that is a difference, isn't it? Into the Melbourne forward line, they've got a player of the calibre of Garry Lyon to take those marks. He's had plenty of room to work in also, Garry Lyon. He's had the room to manoeuvre, the room to lead into. That was probably his worst kick out of his 6, but through the middle anyway.
10-7 play, 7-7. Melbourne lead again by 3 goals, and they go surging forward. They're answering with effectiveness and use of the football. It's with Garry Lyon once again.
Well, they've got Steve Predior back on Garry Lyon. I think maybe I would have left Nicholson with that task in the 2nd half.
Garry Lyon from about 50 metres. Oh, what a kick. What a magnificent kick by Lyon. It's his 7th goal.
Gee, it's a big effort. Big effort.
If you had to rely on any man to win a game for you with a kick after the siren, apart from Billy Brownless, I would have this man, Garry Lyon, the Melbourne skipper, because this is a magnificent kicking action, totally relaxed, kicks right through the ball and split the middle.
And a 60-metre kick there for goal by Garry Lyon.
Inside 50, out comes the charging Schwartz. That is mark number 8. To the pocket, this holding on. It's going the way of Melbourne.
Well, they must make that move, get Predior off Lyon, put Nicholson on him.
Garry Lyon for goal number 8.
Footscray making a change too, with Matthew Troth limping off the ground and Anthony Darcy about to come on. There's that holding decision, very... Well, I don't think it even impeded him, did it? Not at all.
Pretty ordinary free kick.
They're making a change. Footscray as Garry Lyon shoots for number 8 and gets it. Well, we talk about mighty finals performances the way Garry Lyon's going. We're going to be talking about this one for quite a while, Bernie. Oh, Reynolds has come undone, maybe. Love it. Applies a tackle. They've still got possession. Phoebe, this is Matthew Phoebe. Floating kick to Lyon, and he marks directly in front, 25 metres out.
Leon Cameron, a crucial error there with that pass to Keenan Reynolds. And go for that short stuff. The kicks and the skill has to be spot on. He's had a very poor afternoon, Leon Cameron. And there's the mark again to Garry Lyon, as the big fella Dean Irving comes off to be replaced by Jimmy Steins. And Garry Lyon lining up now for goal number 9.
Kicking from 30 metres. Directly in front. He floats it through. Well, this is extraordinary, Bernie. He's kicked 3 in each quarter.
Yeah, what a champion, the Melbourne skipper there, Garry Lyon. Here we see the little mistake there. It really had to be spot on. He gave the ball to a slow player. No pace there, Keenan Reynolds, to break clear. And clever centering kick there by Matthew Phoebe. Garry Lyon just threatening now. The best is 12. Kicked by Norm Smith against Footscray.
From Carlton.
Well, they've got it in attack once again. Obst, floating kick, finds Lovett inside 50. Brett Lovett kicked a goal earlier in the quarter. Garry Lyon just points to the goal and says, don't worry about us. But he does. He chips into the pocket and he's found him again.
Well, Southern's now at full-back picking up Garry Lyon. Steve Predior on the bench. And the man that I would have been playing on him, Brad Nicholson, is picking up Martin Pike.
So Soapy Valance booted 11.
In 1931, 8 goals to Collins of Carlton, Toomey of Collingwood and Wade of Geelong.
Here's number 10 if he's accurate. And he is! Oh, this is some finals feat by Garry Lyon.
Yeah, what a performance by Garry Lyon. He is a champion playing at full forward for the Melbourne side. Now 76 goals for the season. And there it is, the lead and the pass perfect. It could have gone to either Lyon or Schwartz.